Hello, everybody. Welcome to my very first YouTube Live. Boy, I've really made it. All right. Well, let's see. Hi, hi, hi. Hi, Holly, Mary, Kara. Hello. Hi, Christine. How are you? Judy. Who else? Show and Tail Creations is in here. That's Aisha. How are you? Cynthia. Hello. So YouTube gives you the option to film portrait mode or landscape mode, and I chose portrait mode because my cheap phone holder doesn't open wide enough to hold my phone landscape mode. And if I hey guys, hello. Oh, y'all have your tea. Tea, coffee, hello. I don't like to drink anything or have anything to eat or drink while I'm working. Because I'm clumsy and accidents will happen. And just so you know what to expect, I will bonk this phone many, many times because it's right in front of my face and I'm working around it. So, and I'm learning to film videos landscape mode so that they work better with YouTube. So bear with me, it's all learning curve, but I'll get it. Good morning, Carol, Holly. Yeah, so it works good on your tablet seeing it portrait mode, but I'm wondering if you turn your tablet on its side, does my video also change? I don't know. I'm old and I'm not very technical. I'm surprised I've made it this far. Hi, Victoria, Marlena, Ashley, Anne, good morning. Hello, if it's morning where you are. I want this to be like feel free to ask questions kind of thing. I'm no expert. I've never been in any kind of social groups. I never did scrapbooking or Stampin' Up, or I've learned everything on my own. But I'm absolutely willing to share what I have learned. It's just that it's been through experience and not anything technical or official. Hey, Anne. Hello. Tina. Welcome. And I get a lot of questions about glue. So I was going to talk about that really quick, about how to prevent your glue from volcanoing out the top. That's something I get asked an awful lot. You know, the glue snot bubbles. I'll put it that way. But let me scooch my chair up here so we can get started here a little bit. It stays portrait, but the image is smaller. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Hi, Christine. I'm glad your laptop's working. All right. So there's going to be some movement. I also have my phone plugged in so that my battery won't die. So that's also in my way. So bear with me a minute. All right. So I think we're good here. I even lit a candle for some ambiance. So here we go. And I tried to prepare a little bit, although I don't really know what I'm going to be doing. I am going to be working on a journal page. I hope to complete at least one. And why not just go with this one right here. So I did prepare a little bit. Whether I'm going to use these things or not remains to be seen, but I'm thinking greens today. So I die cut this little bird out. I die cut out some of these little tabs, you know. Candles should be standard equipment on being chill and mellow and journaling or creating any kind of art. Music too. A lot of times I'll put music on, but I find like during a live, it can be a little distracting background music. I also have this vintage page from um, The Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady by Edith Holden. And I was thinking, because this has a bird on it, I might use this as well. And then this print I have, I hope you can hear me okay. The microphone is right in front of my face. So if I move away, it's probably going to sound different. Excuse me. Excuse my throat clearing. This print is from Pink Monarch Prints, their Etsy shop. So I purchased this and printed it on my own computer, and I printed it on this cardstock that I love to use. It's in my Amazon link. Yeah, I mean, I have to keep the ribbons and papers and things away from the candle. That's probably more dangerous than having a cup of coffee up here or tea, right? So yeah, I'm really feeling the greens today, so I got a few things prepared. Not sure what I'm gonna do yet. I don't know, do you want to see what I'm typically use? I think a lot of you already know some of my favorite things. So archival inks, I love them because they're permanent waterproof and acid free, so they're going to last as long as the journal will last. You could spill water on them and they wouldn't bleed all over. So my favorite color is sepia. So I have that ready. This pad has got to be a couple years old. I just keep re-inking it. Got a little ink blending tool. And this is also really, I like to, this is dedicated for this ink color, and it gets really saturated and quote unquote dirty, I guess some people would call it, but I like it like that. Keeps it full of ink. My beloved Fabri-Tac I have in my glue bottle, which I've decorated, and it gets dirty from inky fingers and stuff, and that's why I'll probably decorate one Christmas themed, maybe. I don't know. Some might think it's silly, but I think it's kind of fun. Glue, Fabri-Tac. All right, so I keep my glue bottle filled to the very top. I fill it after I'm done working or before I start. Do you use any sealer on the printed pages? Nope, not at all. Thank you, Kelly. Bear with me. I'm learning. So let me just address this really quick for those of you that are here. I don't know if any of you have asked. There's 34 in here right now. Hey, Thalia, my old neighbor. Hey, how are you? The reason your glue squirts out the top when you set it down is it's science. So let me explain this really, really quick. Yep, Fabri-Tac is flammable until it dries, but it dries rather quickly, and I'm not going to be putting it anywhere near the candle, but that's a good point. And it's got an odor. If you're really sensitive to strong smells, until it dries, it does have an odor, so you can wear a mask using a well-ventilated area. I am not a Fabri-Tac representative, but those are some good things maybe to point out. Okay, so the reason your glue squirts out the top, it's science. Okay, so as you use your glue, the level of glue goes down in your bottle and the level of air goes up in your bottle. So you go ahead and you use your glue, and the glue comes down to the tip and the air bubble goes to the bottom of your bottle. I hope I'm not confusing. I'm trying to make sense. Then you go set your glue bottle down, and that air bubble that was down here from using your glue starts to rise. And as it rises, it pushes glue out the top of your bottle and it oozes all over, and sometimes you get the glue snot bubbles. So it's science. It's actually scientific why your glue. So that's one reason I keep my glue bottle filled to the top. Another reason is that I can run glue holding my bottle upright if I need to. I don't always have to tip it upside down. And the other reason I keep the air out of my bottle is because the more your glue is exposed to air, the more it can evaporate and end up thickening. And I've never had to thin my glue, but stupid buffering. um, what was I saying? Oh, so according to Beacon's website, you can thin your Fabri-Tac with acetone if it does thicken on you. But if you want to prevent it from thickening in the first place, keep the air out of your bottle and keep the cap on when you're not, overnight and stuff when you're not using it. So those are my glue tips. So you shouldn't see any glue explosions today while I'm working. So I'm happy to answer questions, but as I'm working, if I miss your question, I'm not doing it intentionally. You can ask again, but it's really hard to go from working on the project at arm's length and leaning back to read the comments. So I also am going to push my sleeves up because I'm getting kind of warm. Yeah, the technical term, the glue snot bubble. So here's what I was kind of thinking. I want to use this page, and this page. I may not use this page because I think I want to cut this little bird out and make it a pocket, but I don't know if I like it for this left side page. I wonder if I put it on a right-sided page. I could do it here. Oh, this one might be nice. I like this little background here. And when I'm creating a journal, this is just me personally. Oh, maybe I like them right in the back. This back page, let's see. I'll show you real quick the pattern on that. That's another Pink Monarch Prints design. I usually don't plan stuff ahead. I will sometimes have a general idea, but then I'll just go with the flow and let things evolve organically. Now this is a vintage paper and it's kind of thin, so I probably am going to back it with cardstock. Let's just get started because I'm feeling a little creative today and I want to get going. And I don't know why it's so interesting to watch people create their journals. I love to watch other people create their journals. Oh, awesome, Ashley. Hello, Yolanda. Welcome, welcome. Sheila, hi. Hi, Holly. There's a few of us here. So let me just get started. I think first I'm going to cut out this how I would like it to be. To create a pocket here. Hello, hello. Hey, Carol. I get asked about my scissors. These are 7-inch Westcott titanium scissors. They're my favorites, but Don't get hung up on what I use. The important thing is finding a pair of scissors that's comfortable for you. These are on my Amazon link, but the blue ones can only be found at Walmart, and they're only like $5.97, something like that. So, let's get going. I gotta scooch up a little more, so the phone's probably gonna wiggle. And can everybody see okay? And hear okay? All right, anyway, so I'm just gonna cut this bird out. And I'm gonna leave a little bit of a border around it. And I'll just figure out where I'm gonna stop the design. I think I'm gonna go up to this leaf here. Thank you, Jackie. Some people really enjoy the noises of paper crafting. I gotta stay aware of where it's going to hit. Now, I don't think there's gonna be room for this. So I'm just I'm just kind of talking to myself out loud, which I do all the time. When I'm in my craft room alone, I am talking to myself. And then if one of the cats is in here, I just can pretend I'm not talking to myself. Hi, Lori. Hi, how are you? Is anybody watching on a TV? That's kind of neat. I'm gonna go. This has to come off, which I might save because it talks about the bird and the plants. I think I'm gonna cut off those flowers, but there's at least one purple flower here already, so yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna use this little branch. Oh, I understand, Yolanda. Yeah, I had, when I made my Edith Holden journal, I made it from a thrifted book that was damaged already. I have a couple of vintage copies that I could never, ever cut up. Oh, I hear you, Holly. We rely on the younger generation to help us with stuff like that a lot, don't we? I'm gonna go around that leaf. I really needed this downtime today too. I feel like I've been running around with a chicken with my head cut off, and nothing seems to get done. So how is that possible? How is that even possible? So she's gonna go there. I need to figure out a prettier way to end this here. I'll probably just slope it down to the corner. Deb? In Ohio, not too far. G. Johnson, hello. Oh, that's great. You're under the covers still. Stay cozy. And then this rough edge is going to have to come off as little as possible because his tail's right there. So yeah, I'm just vocalizing my thoughts because I don't want to sit here and just like be in complete silence. I don't know if that'd be enjoyable at all. Well, I appreciate you popping on, Thalia. Miss you guys. You should come on out. Thalia is one of my old neighbors. So let me bop this corner. And of course I gotta ink everything. That'll get inked. But first I need to figure out, I want to make it stronger. So I'm gonna put it on a paper and probably just follow the same line there. Hi, Art and Soul. How are you? Let me just ink this up first, and then I'll glue it to a paper. Oh, Leah, there's no possible way I could read all of the comments that are coming through. So I have to lean back and stop what I'm doing to read the comments. So I'm sorry, I can't do that. It wouldn't be possible. So I've learned something. You guys have taught me that if you're watching YouTube on TV, you can only watch and not comment. Didn't know that. Learning a lot from everybody. You know, and never in a million years would I have thought at 50-something years old I would be using TikTok and growing to 800,000 followers. And if I could do that, surely I can master YouTube, right? And Facebook has just been screwing not only me over, but I've been hearing lots of feedback about Facebook just doing crazy, nonsensical things. I'm trying to decide, do I like that sharp corner there? Yeah, I think I like it. So that's all inked up. Maybe use the purple flower that was caught. Well, I've got a purple flower still on here, so I'm okay with that. Then there's some of the white ones too. I can try, Leah. I can try. Like I said, I'm new at this. I'm learning. It would be helpful, though. I understand what you're saying. Leah asked if I could read the comment first that I'm replying to, so people know what I'm answering. I can try that. That makes complete sense. I will try that. Dizzy asked the paper. Yeah, this is Pink Monarch Prints paper that I printed at home here. So Pink Monarch Prints on Etsy. I purchased it from them, and I printed on my own cardstock. Just going to give some strength to the pocket because the bird image is a vintage paper, which isn't always the strongest. So I want to add that on there. Thanks, Melissa. Hey, Janice. No, Leah, it's something I'll have to practice, but yeah, I appreciate the feedback on that. All right, I'm going to glue that on there. older I get too, the more my hands don't always cooperate. And it does make me worry at times. It's probably just part of getting older. But I do have autoimmune disease in both sides of my family. My dad had multiple sclerosis, and my grandmother on my mom's side had scleroderma. And sometimes my body just glitches, and it makes me concerned. But I will continue to create as long as I can create. I mean, I've always done art in some form or another. Carol says she watches YouTube a lot and likes it. Do you like it better than Facebook and TikTok? I've never been a big YouTube watcher, so again, that part of it is new to me as well. I've always done this as, you know, like a quiet, solitary kind of thing. I don't really watch videos much. Hey, Deborah in upstate New York. Ashley likes it better. We can just square this off, but that to me, I don't want just a square pocket. I'm gonna cut this around in the same shape as the bird. With all the little bumps and things, trying to keep the same amount of margin as I go. Thanks, Ashley. I'm also trying to stay aware of keeping things in the front, not cutting over here where you can't see, keeping it in front of the camera. There's really a lot more to creating content than some people realize. There really is. And I'm no expert, but I've picked up a few things over the years. It's very windy out today. I don't know if you can hear the wind. And then we got to cut this border off. Looks like I'm cutting a little of my inking off, but I'm going to ink again anyway, so it is what it is. I'll have to bop the corner again. I don't know why I call it bop the corner. Another technical term, right? Bop it. Alright, so now the pocket is going to be nice and strong because it's made of cardstock, and this I will keep. I try not to waste. I try to utilize everything. Over to my left are the things I'm using for this current journal. So scraps and everything go over there. And by using the same, I can show you if you want. By using the same things throughout the whole book, your book looks really well put together and cohesive. So I've got papers, scrap pieces of paper, the rubber stamps I'm using, the laces and trims I've been using. My cutter always stays out. Things like that. I keep it all off to the side there. I only work on one at a time. So, sorry. Please don't fall. Please don't fall. Please don't fall. Is that bad? Well, that's not exactly, is it? So yeah, as I'm working on a journal, I will keep. Wow, I really screwed this up. I try. I keep everything out until the journal is complete, and then I do like a whole reset where I clean the table off and get ready for the next journal. which I can only make 1 or 2 a year. I'm really slow at making them. I can only do them as time allows here and there. All right, this needs ink. I use scissors, and then I have this inexpensive Fiskars paper cutter, which is, I know there's paper cutters in the whole gamut of price ranges. This is cheap and it works just fine for me. Crafting can get expensive. And so the majority of my things have actually been thrifted over the years. I have always thrifted out of necessity since my 20s, not having much money. And now I still do it. I still thrift. I don't like chain stores very much, although we have to go there sometimes. I don't like capitalism. I don't like waste. If I could find something used or gently used at a thrift shop, that's the way I like to go. I'm going to put this guy on here, and then we have a pocket. Right. So, and is it ready to fix on here? I think so, and then we'll make some things to go inside, or I have some things I've already made that haven't found a permanent home yet in the book. These little journaling cards can go in there. So, yeah. Now let's glue this on 2 sides. And then I'll probably add, so I like to add fabric and metal elements, just kind of like, this is an example, fabric and metal. So every page will probably end up with, and this already has a little bit of frill on the edge there with lace, but this could just be it. You could just glue that on like that. But I'll probably add a few other things to this. I do have, where did it go? I lost it. I had this little vellum die cut out. We'll see. Did you ever find your recliners? No, that I look on Facebook Marketplace almost daily, and every time I thrift. When you're looking for something really specific, like 2 matching recliners in good condition, you really got to be patient, and hopefully they'll come along. Thank you. Is it, I'm gonna say it wrong, Niju? I'm sorry, but thank you. She said that it looks amazing. I appreciate that. So I don't like my glue to seep out and show little shiny spots, so I do try to use a good amount, but keep it away from the very edge. I don't know if that shows up. Nice hold, but I don't want any of those glue slug trails anywhere. Press it on there. And Fabri-Tac is yet another reason I love it, is you have a few minutes to move this around if you need to. Whereas if you use hot glue and try to move after you've placed it, it's just going to tear up your project. So it's on there. Voila, we have a pocket. So yeah, looking for recliners. I think I want brown. I don't want anything light colored, beige or tan that's going to show too much dirt. I need them to be wall hugger recliners because we don't have a lot of room where we're planning on putting them. They have to be close to the wall, not stick out in the little space we have. All right, we have a pocket. We have to fill it with things, and I think I want to add some kind of fabric element. I just have to figure out what I have. This is really pretty. It has green. I could put that along the whole bottom. But I'm thinking, nah. Thanks, Christy and Deb. Thank you. Let's see what else I have over here. This one's nice because it has large area of transparency and you could see through it, but now it's too big. And I think I'm going to use these. These are little die cut page tabs. I think I'm going to use that on whatever journaling cards I make for this inside pocket here. And this little bird is a die cut, kind of mirrors that one. So I don't really want it there, but it would be cute over here somehow. That would be cute, like on, put that on an oval background and put it there maybe. Maybe this page is going to run into working on this page. But I wanted to find a fabric element to add to this. I think it needs to be something tiny. So I can use this. Where's the pin? Bonjour. Hello, welcome. This could be pretty. Not sure yet. I just go with what feels right, and I haven't found what feels right just yet. Got this guy. Well, nothing is tickling my fancy here. Maybe it just needs like a little bow and a charm or something like that. Let's see what I have. All right, I've got to reach over here. This is a thrifted scarf. I could cut a little strip off. I like that it's fraying. Make a little fabric bow. Let's try it. Let's try it. Let's try it. And this is another reason it takes me so long to do everything. I never glue anything down until I'm sure. Until it feels right. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, this is where I come to just zone out and forget about the world and the to-do lists and things for a while. I think we all need that. Ow! Told you I'm clumsy. I'm so clumsy. Uncoordinated. Let's see. Maybe just a simple fabric bow and then a charm. Not sure. Fumbling with my hands. I had somebody in a TikTok video a couple years ago tell me that they said, "How old are you? Your hands look so old." Are you kidding me? You stopped scrolling to stop and leave an unkind comment on someone's page. I can't understand that. Why people do that kind of stuff. My hands are the age they're supposed to be. These are 56-year-old hands, and they serve me well every day. I have fed babies holding bottles with these hands. I've gardened and grown food with these hands. There's nothing wrong with these hands. Oh, thanks, dearie. But I don't care if they do look their age. Aren't we grateful to live another year? All right, here's just a rustic little rough kind of fabric bow, and she's too big. Let's scooch her down a little. I don't even know if I like it, but we're gonna give it a shot. I get a lot of questions about what nail polish I'm wearing and all that. Some people have the most perfectly manicured nails or artificial nails. Their hands are so beautiful when they're crafting. And there. That's smaller. I can cut these little tails off or leave it long. Let it hang out of the book. That would be kind of cute. Not sure yet. I don't mind the little bow. That's true. Keyboard warriors. Can you share where you get the ribbon you cut roses off of? Do you mean this one? Tina, is this the ribbon you're talking about? This is my Amazon link. This is awfully frayy, which I love the look of, but I don't want it to fall apart when someone buys this book and has pieces of ribbon falling off of it everywhere. I don't know if I like that. I mean, personally, I kind of like the look of the little shabby bow, but I don't know if I want to add it to this book. Dun, 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 dun. Thanks, Christy. Just glad to be here. You know, I think I have a pretty positive outlook on things. Every wrinkle, every scar are souvenirs, absolutely. Are you talking about these ones maybe? These are cut off of a long strip of flowers. And this, let's see, I think I have them over here in white here. If this is what you're talking about, this kind, This was from Hobby Lobby. I have it in pink and white. They had several colors. This was quite a while ago, so I don't know if they still carry it. Hopefully, if you're looking for it. Also look in the bridal section. There's a whole nother section with stuff like this if you want the white. Yeah. I've found that selling my books on eBay has worked really well because it's safe for buyer and seller as far as credit card information and all that stuff. Now, I hate that eBay takes a big chunk in fees. They take a pretty big percentage, but I feel it's a safe and comfortable way to sell. So I'm going to get up for a minute because I want, wait, maybe I can reach them. Oh, look at these other bows behind me. Another thrifted container. This is a men's watch box. So I have white. I don't have any green. I have the little burlappy looking kind. Those are pretty. Maybe I'll use one of those. Let's see what's in here. For the most part, I know where everything is in my craft room. But sometimes, I'm going to admit it, I have forgotten. Oh, I have that. Oh, where'd that come from? Oh, look at that. Sometimes going through my stuff. Oh, wait. This looks like a poinsettia. I'm going to get that out for Christmas stuff, possibly. Yeah, let's check out this little bow. Yeah, I hope you guys can find that. I actually need more myself. So if I make it to Hobby Lobby, which is a half-hour drive, I'm not near anything anymore. And I don't particularly like supporting Hobby Lobby, but you gotta go where the resources you have. You have to use the resources you have. If I go and find more, I will definitely let you all know. I can share something. I just because I looked back there and found it. You guys didn't know. If you don't know, you can order real leather samples. When I was looking into getting brand new recliners, I ordered these samples of leather in different colors, and you can use them in your crafts and stuff. Look at this one. My plan was to make tiny little mini journals, leather journals. So that's why I have those. Those have been around for a while. I haven't done anything with them, but yeah, you can go online and order. You can just go online and order free leather samples from your higher end furniture companies. I could never afford, I don't think, to buy Ethan Allen furniture, but I wanted to see the colors, so I ordered those. You're welcome, Christy. She said, thanks for answering. I will never gatekeep. I'll always share where things are from. This isn't top secret stuff. I know some creators don't want to share, and that's just fine. Everybody's different. But I will never not share where something's from if it can inspire and help people create. So do I want this little bow down here, kind of out of the way, in this corner here? Probably over here, because if I put it here, although there's lots of room between my pages, yeah, I'm going to put it over here. I just want a little fabric element. I might put a little charm there as well. And now Joann's stores are gone. I guess I never really liked Michael's either, but I guess Michael's took over Joann's fabrics section. If that's true, I don't know. I don't know anything. All I know is I don't know anything. Oh, you have an in with your interior decorator friend. That's cool. All right, I just want a little, I want a little something else here, so I'm gonna glue this sucker on. Maybe I'll put a little pin and charm on it first. Those are the black bulb pins. I don't want those. I'm just reaching up here on my windowsill. I'm gonna get, ooh, should I use a tiny little safety pin instead of a bulb pin? That could be cute. These tiny little brown safety pins, I think, are in my Amazon link as well. I did like Joann Fabrics. I did, more than Michael's. And if I do shop at any of the major stores, I always try, well, Hobby Lobby doesn't do coupons anymore, but I always try to get a coupon. People say how expensive Fabri-Tac is. Well, buy it with a 40% off coupon. And that's a good savings. One of the cats is scratching on my daughter's bedroom door to get in. So excuse me for a minute while I go open that door. I'll be right back. All right, so I don't have to try to move the phone. I just pulled the whole drawer out. I have a thrifted jewelry armoire, tall, thin, and that's where I keep most of my charms and things. But I also have this little dish where I pulled some things out. Yes, I've Yolanda said Fabri-Tac's difficult to find in the Netherlands, and I hear that a lot from people in different countries. I hope to paint a tiny little watercolor to put in this. And there was one that was even smaller somewhere. I have this bunny rabbit stamp that I was hoping to use today too. Maybe on one of the journaling cards. Because this book's going to have birds, bunnies, butterflies, and bees in it. It's all the little bee words. All right. So I'm going to use this little brown safety pin, and I've decided to use this little bow. And I got to get some charms. Probably a key. I want some little keys. This tiny one would be cute. Maybe a rose, a flower. Is that too much? We'll take it out and see. We shall see. Christy, yeah, that was Onyx. That's my daughter's cat, and he wanted in her room. Onyx is a big, fluffy boy. Black cat. I'm thinking a bulb pin. I want to go back to my original thought of hanging these off of a bulb pin. Yeah, these little bottles were actually from Hobby Lobby. Real inexpensive, and Fabri-Tac. To me, it's definitely worth the price because I want my journals to last generations if possible, and it's a permanent glue. And this is the little bottle. I use a larger bottle to keep that one full. And what's a big bottle? Like $11, and it lasts me about 3 months. I really think that that's worth it. It's an investment in my art. You know, it's worth it to me. Where am I? There it is. I can't reach it. Hold. Here it is. The bulb pins. Now I've knocked everything again. I've got to get into my Christmas stuff here soon. Under this table, I have vintage suitcases where I keep a lot of my things, and I have 3 green vintage suitcases that I keep all the Christmas stuff in. Got to dig those out and start thinking about holiday crafts. What color? I like the rose gold. But the charms are like antique brass color, so I think I'll use that color pin. Again, just my thought process. Is that what it is, I think? Or is it the little bottle that's around 11? Whatever. I don't know if it's the bigger bottle, the 8 ounce or the 4 ounce, but again, if it lasts 3 months, I do think it's worth it. And I feel like I use a good amount of glue when gluing things down. Not excessive or anything, and that big bottle lasts me quite a while. So does this have a front and a back? That's the back, okay. All right, I'm just gonna put a flower charm on and a key charm on. And then I'm gonna put it on this guy and put it on there. The metal things are like the jewelry of the book. I mean, that's how I look at it. They add a little bit of bling. Let's glue this on. Why do I use Fabri-Tac for paper is another question. Probably my most asked and answered question is about glue. Because paper is made of wood and fabric fibers, and it works wonderfully. So let's glue that on. I don't know. Do I need to be doing close-ups? Is that a thing? I just glued that guy on there. That's all. One of my most favorite things too is when people send me emails and pictures of their first journal they created using my tutorials. It makes me gleeful. It's the coolest thing to know that I inspired someone to make their first journal, and I really feel like I should have been an art teacher. That'd be fun. All right, let's put this charm on here. There we go. And I know it's hard to please everyone, but I have to do my lives when I'm able to do them. I can't, you know, it's people from all over the world. Some of you be able to catch the live, some of you won't, and I hate that. But there's always the replays. I think it was my daughter that told me that YouTube keeps the videos, the live videos. So there you go. So it took a plain pocket, a little fabric and metal element. There we go. So now we gotta make some stuff to put in the pockets. Yeah, I kind of am an art teacher, I guess. Crafting can be very expensive, but that's why I thrift. Thrift a lot of my fabrics and laces and trims and papers, and now I'm just delving into the world of digital download and printing my own papers, and those are pretty reasonably priced too, and then you have that file forever. So that I think is a really really good savings if you can print your own papers. You know, it might be cute too, a little mini envelope on here. So let's see. I have these mini envelope dies. These are cute. Maybe put one of those on there. People always ask about the envelope paper punches. These are retired. They're no longer available. This is about 10 years old. But there's always die cuts. There's so many mini envelope die cuts out there now. I think paper punches are going to maybe be phased out. I'm not sure, but I will always keep my my old paper punches. And this is how I store my die cuts, just in envelopes with what's inside on the outside, and then I can flip through them. There's the envelopes. Uh-oh, something's missing. This is missing. I try to be so organized and I always lose something or other here or there. How many kitties live with you? 2. We just lost Beans. We never planned on having 3 cats, but we get animals dumped on our country road every year without fail. We get animals abandoned and dumped on our road. So Beans started showing up and sleeping in our mulch, and super friendly, so we decided to bring it in the house and integrate it into our family. And Beans was with us a little over a year and started hiding and acting like antisocial when we took it to the vet. And Beans had a grapefruit-sized tumor, and we just had to put him down, was it September, I think? But we have Minx and Onyx, our 2 cats that came from, one was from a rescue group and one was from Humane Society. We have 2 house panthers currently. Yeah, I think I'm going to make a little mini envelope to put on here as well. This space is kind of blank. Let me catch up on comments. Holly prints a lot of papers herself, and Ashley is saying that she's primarily a card maker. I love card making. Love watching card making. I was gonna say something and I forgot. Oh, the only problem that I have with so many of the digitals you see on Etsy is that they're AI created. And AI is a huge problem for artists, writers, musicians. I'm anti-AI, if at all possible. I try not to support people that use AI. But that's just a completely personal decision. I'm going to go over to my die cut station and cut this. I wonder if I can bring the phone somehow. Not that you need to see, but if you want to, I mean, I could try to see if I can bring the phone over there. I sit on an antique chair, so that's all the cracking you hear, my fat booty on my antique chair. Let's unplug and bring you over This is what I call my die cut station. There's all the die cuts and the envelopes up there on the shelf. My antique typewriter, a phone holder, tripod, and a lot of the laces and trims and things are over here. Fox painting I painted and hung up. This crow lamp I love. This was a gift from a follower. Her name's Linda. And just, yeah, I mean, I have stuff everywhere. It's true. Let me see if I can get the phone in the holder here. Bear with me. All right, there we go. I'm just going to make a couple of those little envelopes. And again, I keep scraps. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, it's in the shot. That basket back there is all little pieces of paper that can be utilized a lot of times in the die cutting. I can't see any comments right now, so I'll catch up with those in just a minute. I'm just going to punch out an envelope or two. Should I use a prettier paper though? Vellum. Vellum envelopes. Something in the green family, maybe. Maybe. Flowery. Always try to check my scraps first. Yeah, I think I'm just going to use this plain cardstock. That's my favorite. It's just printed to look like parchment. We'll just do that real quick. This is the Sizzix Big Shot. My daughter got this for me. I never even considered getting one, but I'm so glad I have it now. All right, we have little mini envelopes. I'm going to take the phone back over there and catch up on comments. Hold on. If you want a quick scan of my room, this is my little watercoloring corner over here. That's the jewelry armoire I was telling you about. I thrifted and pulled the drawer out of. This is my craft room. And that's my view. And I don't like to work with lamps on. I don't usually do much work in the evenings. It's pretty much daytime because I like natural light, window light, which is actually, that's actually part of me being on the spectrum. ASD. Bright light and overhead light is very annoying to me. Much prefer window light. All right, let me get back over here. I am going to have to go at noon, though. Oh, we still have a while. All right, let me scroll back to see if I missed anything. Tea dyed papers. I love the look of tea dye, coffee dye. I have avocado dyed, which makes a beautiful pink color, but I won't use them in my journals because they'll degrade over time and they're not photo safe. So just be aware of that. If you're making books you want to last for generations, it's not the best to use, but I love the look of them and I like to use them in crafts. Just won't use them in my journals. What else here? Christy says, sorry that we lost beans. Yes, rescue's the way to go. Judy loves her Sizzix. The plates don't last long before they bend. Yeah, they get all marked up and curved, and so I always try to flip them a lot. And then eventually you just have to get new ones. Judy likes my craft room. Thank you. Hey, Nancy. Hello. Tina, thank you. Yeah, let's just put a little envelope here, and then we'll make little journaling cards to go in it. Do you have a favorite storage container for cardstock and paper? I do. I didn't show it on the little scan of my room. I have an antique sheet music cabinet that was $60 at an antique store, and it even has a skeleton key. I'll show you real quick. I'll show you. And I don't have as much paper as many people might think. I've seen people with way much more paper than I have. This is my antique sheet music cabinet, and here's my clear stamp storage. I just can flip through the clear stamps up there and stamping blocks. This is my paper storage here. This is almost all Stamperia and the double-sided cardstocks. Graphic 45, Ciao Bella. The specialty kind of papers, my favorites, are here. Then I have single-sided scrapbook paper, double-sided scrapbook paper, single-sided cardstock, double-sided cardstock, and then some miscellaneous. That's how I store my papers, the majority of my papers. So back over here, here our squeaky floor. Our farmhouse was built in the late 1890s, and so all the wood floors squeak, and I love it. I love that. I never did mind that. Okay, let's see. All right, let's see if I can get this back. There we go. I think that's okay. So that's where I store my papers. And then the cabinet back here behind me was a gift from my husband and daughter. And I keep my vellum in this drawer, adhesive papers in the top right, and in the top left I have, what did I have? Oh, specialty papers like the crunchy parchment and stuff like that. So papers everywhere. Paper crafters love paper. Just love the feel and the sound and all that. Thanks, Nancy. I like seeing other people's workspaces and craft rooms too. We've only been in this house for 3 years. Before that, we were in a double-wide mobile home for 9 years, and I crafted in our dining room. I literally took over the dining room. We only used it for, Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving. And so I just completely took over the dining room. So that was my craft space. So when we found this house, I was ecstatic to think that I might have my own craft room. Is the DI rice paper safe for long-term journaling? Well, yes and no. Let's see, I think I used a piece in here somewhere. Yeah, it's this. This is the piece I used. This is the napkin that has been Elmer glued and turned into faux rice paper. It will also deteriorate over time. How much time? Well, that's the thing. We have scrapbooks and journals that have survived from the Victorian era, and they use horsehair glue and all kinds of things. So over time, yeah, it's going to deteriorate, and it can cause discoloration to photographs. If you're going to put any photos in your journals, I wouldn't suggest using it. But I did use a little piece here. I did. Hey, Kathleen, welcome. So, Ashley, yes or no? I wouldn't not use it. But the coffee and tea dyed specifically because I was a professional photographer, and I know that that can really discolor and damage photos. That's one of the major reasons I don't like to use it in my journals too. So I hope that helped, wasn't too confusing. Let's ink this little die cut envelope and glue it on. I wonder if I think I have a little tiny bird stamp, rubber stamp, that might be cute on this little envelope, since it's going on the bird page. We'll put a little bird stamp on there. And I don't ever want to tell someone how to be creative. If you want to use rice paper, if you want to use coffee dyed paper, you want to use tea paper. I'm not the crafting police. I can only give my opinions, but I don't ever want to hinder anyone from being creative. Create art in a way that makes you happy, and don't worry about what other people say. I don't have to ink the back because it's going to be glued on. I've often wondered how many hours of my life I have spent inking paper, inking the edges of things. This is a sound I like. I like hearing this sound on other people's videos as well. The little flip, 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 flip of inking paper. And although I do talk to myself, I also love the peace and quiet. The inking bird chirp. I think I got everything that's going to show. Let's see. That's fine. That's fine. Scalloped edge and lacy looking top. It's cute. I should stamp it before I glue it. Let me see if I can find that little bird stamp I have. These tiny stamps were made for people that do the bullet journaling, which is amazing to watch too. Yeah, there's a little bird. I knew there was a little bird. And so they're nice and tiny. So that'll work well. Hi, Pat. How are you? Glad you found me. We're going to put that little birdie on this envelope. Why? Why not? Because it makes me happy. I need to put my face closer to this, so let me move over here. just to get it placed right. Put so much into your journals. You inspire me. Oh, that's very nice of you to say, Jackie. Here's the little bird. I am all about the details. Another thing about me, if you have any questions, please ask. I live with OCD, so I can be very obsessed with details, getting things straight, and I don't think of it as a hindrance. I think in my art, it's actually quite helpful. My OCD. Yeah, that's a cute little mini envelope now. You're welcome. Dizzy Lizzy Papery. That's a cool name. Let's go this. I'll have to make tiny little journaling cards to go in. I think I started to say that but didn't finish. I don't make a pocket and then not fill it with something when I make a journal. There's always space for whoever ends up with the book to add their own things, lettered cards and things. But if I'm making a pocket, I'm going to make things to go in it. Actually, I might have some things that will work good in this pocket. This little guy I had made, but that's got a butterfly on it. So I think, but this one's already bird themed. Little journaling cards inside. That might be cute in here. That's little heads peeking out. That might be cute in there. I don't know. Don't know if I love it, but Yolanda has to leave. Well, thanks for popping on. Oh, his little head gets covered up. We'll just leave it open then. This little envelope will stay open. All right, let's glue this on. I'm glad you popped on, Yolanda. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy your dinner. And your doggos. I do miss, we had 2 dogs. I do miss them too. They died of old age. But I don't know if I want another dog. We have no fence or anything. Let's see where I'm gonna put this. I think just right there. Not on an angle or anything, just right there as another little point of interest on the page. We've got the bow and the charm here. We've got the pretty vintage page bird, and then this little guy. I'll make little journaling cards to go inside. And that's where I would go into the little scraps that I keep. Can make rose ones. A little rose card. It's almost the right size already. Because there's already a lot of green here. I might do that. I might go with this because it has the pinks on it. Oh, there's still like, it says 37 people here. I've got a half hour. So I will have time to make a few things to go inside. I don't know if I want to keep it birds or tuck in something with a bunny rabbit. Anyway, let's finish this. Yeah, make a little card to go in there. It's all about the details. And it's so fun to, hi Charmaine, how are you? it's so fun to look through the book if you're looking through it for the first time and find all the little hidden spots and little cute things to look at. A little too big. Will that fit? That'll fit. All right, I got back the corners. Even this little guy. I love rounded corners. So this journal's absolutely gorgeous, so inspiring. Thanks for sharing. It's time to me to head to work, but I'm glad I got to watch. Thank you for joining, Aisha. Keep on painting those Christmas cards. I still have yours from last year in my Christmas boxes. I keep everything everyone sends me. So, little teeny tiny rounded corners. And then ink. This isn't straight. Now it is. All right, ink this up. Any more questions about me, my art? Personally, I'm an open book. If there's anything that makes me uncomfortable to answer, I'll say that. That's fine. I'm pretty easygoing, even keeled. Not much gets me upset. Oh, the wind is really picking up and it's cloudy. It's going to hit like 56 or something here where we are in Michigan today. Then tomorrow drop into the 40s. So I think this is probably the last of the warmer weekends we're going to have, which is completely normal. We get snow sometimes in October, so this is pretty normal for Michigan. The grandbaby is awesome. Another one on the way. Actually, I haven't said anything yet. So this is the teeny tiny little journaling card that's going to go in this envelope, but I think it needs one of those tiny stamps. How would I describe my journaling style now versus when I first started? I would say it's much more advanced, especially with the addition of the die cuts and the printable papers. Oh, congratulations, Terry. Terry's expecting her 8th grandbaby in February. It's a wonderful thing. Let's see, I think... One of these tiny... I still want to leave some room for writing on there. I think I'll use this little branch on this card here. We do get lake effect snow. Yeah, we do. Even though we're in mid-Michigan, it does come quite far inward sometimes. We're not real close to the shore, but weather patterns will sometimes blow lake effect snow in this far. All right, this is my card. This goes like this. Where do I want to put it? I think I'm going to put it top left corner. So even the teeniest, tiniest little journaling card needs to have details. And we'll just tuck that in there. There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. how nice to be by a lake. We're lucky in Michigan because we're the Great Lakes state, and we have the 5 Great Lakes, and we're never too far from any of them if you want to just drive a couple hours. I can't imagine myself living anywhere else besides Michigan, except Ireland. I would love to visit and even probably live in Ireland. That's kind of a dream. All right, so pockets done. Make things to go inside. I have a little while longer. So we're going to make some cards, journaling cards to go inside. Let's see. This is not printed anything on the back. So I'm just going to grab my little stack of papers here of things that I'm using in this book. I have the green. Don't want that. There's butterflies. Little card. Don't even remember what paper pads these came out of. I like that they're double-sided, but that's often difficult to write on. This one has lots of writing space. And it has a bird. That could make a nice journaling card. So I think I said, I try to look through what I have out already first before getting anything else out. Vellum printed, so you can print on vellum too. With the digital downloads, these are Pink Monarch prints that I've printed on tracing paper, but vellum's a little stronger. That's cool. I don't like those. I think I'm going to use my new oval line stamp that I cut up for a journaling card too. Whoops. Whoops, whoops, whoops. So it's too big. It's got to get trimmed down. I don't want to trim off the bird. I'll trim off the bottom. And just a big journaling card. And then I might use this to fold in half. I wonder if my oval stamp will fit this. Might be too big. One thing at a time. I appreciate everybody being in here, taking time out of your morning to pop on here. Change of plans. Let's take these journaling cards out for now. I think what I want to do next is, because see, if an idea pops into my head, I try to act on it. I think I'm going to put this bird on an oval die cut or some kind of die cut shape and work on this pocket here. Because that came to me earlier, and I think I'm going to act on that now. Hi there. I've been on since 10 Eastern Standard, I think. I don't know what time it is right now. Oh, it's 11:30. I've got a half hour still that I can. I'm gonna go die cut a shape. I will be BRB. Wait, I need to find paper. Okay, so I just die cut an oval out really quick. Let's see if it even fits on there. It fits. Make it stick out on that pocket. But I also have a few things. Hey, Marla. Well, enjoy that first cup. Sometimes I die cut things and end up not using them, so I just keep them in an envelope. Let's see what I have. Ooh, I have that one already cut out. That could be really pretty. I guess I'm not showing it close enough. I have this already cut. It's just plain. Looks like that might be the only one big enough for this bird. Small. Kind of like that too. That's really cute too, and it's in the greens. Green family. I think I'm gonna go with that one. Oh, and I've got this little frame that was kind of punched out of on a different piece of paper. That adds even more interest. But I don't think I can put those together in any way. No, I don't like the checks. Oh, about to lose the bird. Yeah, I kind of like this one. We'll spruce up that pocket really quick while that's open. Judy's saying hi to Melissa. I love it when I love it when you guys talk to each other, especially when I'm not saying anything. I love it when you guys know each other and help each other and talk to one another. I love that. Love it. All right, let's put these away. So that get put back by the die cut station. I've also got these little guys that you die cut. These little buttons and this little bird hole reinforcer. I love those. There's a fish one. There's all kinds of shapes, but I love these little die cut buttons. I might add some of those as well to my bird themed page. Okay. So we have to ink. Place it on here. I don't know. I want it on a little bit of an angle, I think. Not like that. Cute. And then it'll go on this pocket. I'll slide it over a little. Hope you can see. Hello, my crafting BFF. She recommended me to you. We're crafting buddies. I love that. Crafting's always been a solitary thing for me. But what's nice is being able to be on social media and meet the like-minded people. I love that. I'm just inking this up. I love that so much. You guys actually get together and craft, or is it all like online? Just gotten to know each other over the years. Yeah, that's gonna go there. That's gonna look nice. Gotta eat the little birdie. Next Gen Crafts. Jen, I love that. I love that name. You guys, I love seeing all the creative names too. We're just going to put a little bit of ink on the birdie. Not in every single spot, but a little bit. I think this little die cut might be in my Amazon. I love this. I've used this in past journals too, and cards, card making. It's the cutest little die cut. Never met in person. Oh, that's even neater. Almost like how pen pals were back in the day. You've got craft buddies, virtual craft buddies. All right, well, let's get some of this light back here. I have a tiny little ink blending tool, but I tend to just use the same one every time. Thanks, Carol. It's a neat little bird. All right, we had to glue that on there. First, I want to place it. Trying to figure out what angle I like. I don't want it too tipped. I don't want it completely straight. So I'm going to have to obsess about this for a couple of minutes. I'd rather not have the tail stick off because it can get bent. I'd rather have these stick off so that they're on the pocket. Cat, I'm so thankful you're on YouTube now. I can craft along and watch. Oh, your first journal, yay! I love it. You can do it. I mean, anybody can do it. It's just that getting over that fear. Fear of the unknown. But if you're already a crafter, I mean, you got this then. No problem. All right, let's get the gloop on. Gloop, gloop, gloop. Especially good on all the little sticky outy bits so they don't get caught on things or bent up. All right, let's put this bird. And I'm a neat crafter. I get teased and harassed about it. My hands are all inked up or gluey. It's part of the autism. I'm kind of a tidy crafter, I guess. Just how I is. I'm wired, I guess. Oh, I really like this bird. I love how this bird is facing this bird, and that's another thing I'll do on purpose. Oh, I gotta catch up. Lay it in the book. Lay it in the book. I don't get that. Lay it in the book. All right, so we are gonna put this guy on here. And we are facing this bird. Make sure there's no glue seepage, those little shiny spots where the glue seeps out. If you get those, you can usually just rub them away with your finger or thumb. SB made an Alice in Wonderland themed journal for a friend. How cool is that? I hope you enjoyed making it. That's a fun theme. No matter what theme I do, I put the vintage flair on it because I just adore vintage. So an Alice in Wonderland vintage themed book. That would be fun. Okay, let's glue this puppy down. I don't want glue on about right there. So I find if I just put glue on the edges like this, it just skips over where it doesn't need to be. It just skips over those openings. Don't have to fret about it very much. A lot of glue. All right. And make sure it's centered. Looks centered to me. I'm going to slip something back here, make sure there's no glue getting on the back part. I tried not to put any there. All right. Cute. I'm happy with those. And I still have to make stuff to put inside, but I'm not sure I'm going to have much time for that. So for now, I'll put these guys back in. They were already in here. Just little cards. For now. I make things and tuck them in, but they will always usually like move around before I'm completely done. I can put a tab top on this card. I think I have time for that. Which one? This one? Like a tab for the top of this card. Am I missing comments now? You guys are just talking amongst yourselves. I could listen to you all day long, I think. I'm so happy you're on YouTube. Thank you, Gwen. I hope I can make a go of it, of YouTube. My daughter tells me that YouTube is much better, treats creators better. I keep getting all these nonsensical violations from Facebook. I've tried to appeal them. I've tried to talk to support, and support isn't able to support. Jen says, do you make your pages the same size as the cover or smaller? They are usually in my journals, the pages are all a variety of sizes, but they're always going to be a 1/4 of an inch smaller than the cover. So they tuck in nice. So they tuck in real well. Oh, there's that missing piece that little vellum thing I was talking about earlier. I lost it. So see, some of the pages are going to be smaller, but they're all going to sit inside the book by at least a 1/4 of an inch. So hope that helps. It's just a little journaling card. I'm going to put this tab top on. I try not to leave anything just plain. There's nothing wrong with it. But a journaling card is always going to have some stuff added to it. This one has a nice bird on it. That'd be pretty there. I want everything bird in the same place. I still have to make more things with bunnies too. Anyway. Ink. Thanks, Judy. Thank you for popping on. My very first ever live, YouTube live. I appreciate everybody. Oh my God, I can't talk. I appreciate all of you for taking time out today and popping on here, and the camaraderie and the kindness and the talking amongst yourselves. I love that. It definitely is a community. In a year, Terry, I can only make 1 or 2 journals. I just don't have the time. I wish I had more time. I wish I could just sit here and do this all day, every day as a career. That'd be cool. Okay, thank you, Carol. I like that you can replay it. That's really neat that you can replay them. All right, little tab top on there. Just a very basic, simple journaling card. Actually, I like to do things in odd numbers, so I might just make that a 3rd card in this pocket because there was only 2 cards. I'm not sure if this is going to stay here or not, but for now, I think that's about it for today. I'm so thankful I got to even come up here and craft today for a couple hours. It's usually minutes, not hours, that I get time. That I get the time, so you don't have fabric, only paper, you can cover your journal in paper. Absolutely, there's no problem with that. You'll get it, and you make a journal and everyone after that is going to be even better. Just takes practice like anything. What I always say when I'm teaching the watercoloring is we don't pick the fruit the same day we plant the seed. Everything takes practice, and if it's something you're really interested in, allow yourself time to learn. We don't have time to learn. Let's see. I loved all of it, Kat. You always inspire me. Thank you, Christine. I'm glad you got to pop on. Guys, thank you, SB. Oh, and have fun thrifting. Watercolor videos, not on, I don't have any on YouTube yet, but I hope to start a series called Watercolor Wednesdays, which I will be putting on YouTube now that I'm using YouTube. But I've got 4 years of watercoloring videos on TikTok if you want to go over there and take a look at any of those. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. Terry, I love that you're helping out. Yep. Hey, Denise, that's what it's about. Sharing ideas and tips and tricks and hacks and sometimes things we've never thought of. So this is a recap. This is what we made today. This pocket. I got a page done. Yay! Except for the stuffing. And then unexpectedly, I did this page too, this pocket. And it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Thank you, Carol. You have a good weekend. Hey, Judy, I don't think you have to have a TikTok to watch TikToks. Just like YouTube. I'm not sure though. You have chipboard for the cover. There you go. 3 pieces and tape and you have a cover. If you don't have any cardboard or chipboard, you can always use a thrifted book and just cut the pages out and you have an automatic cover. Hey Holly, keep with it. If you enjoy it, keep with it. All right, Jen, have a great one, guys. It's almost noon, so I gotta get going. This 2 hours just flew by. Absolutely flew by. But I appreciate everyone popping on and making my very first YouTube live so fun. Comparison is the thief of joy. I absolutely love that. Yes, I agree 100%. Create art because it makes you happy. Create art because it helps you express yourself creatively and it's fun, and don't compare. What you make is valid. Yeah, absolutely. Have a great rest of the weekend, guys. Thanks, Patty. Bye, everybody. I actually have 2 more minutes, but we should just wrap it up, I guess. All right, I hope to have this journal done so that I can get it listed and sold and get it to someone before Christmas. I think it would make a nice Christmas gift for someone. Still a lot to do, though. Still a lot to do. All right. Thanks, Holly. Thanks, Victoria. Well, you know, family, right? Have a great weekend. Thanks, everybody. Judy, if you're on Facebook, there are complete step-by-step tutorials on how to create a journal. The signatures, I sew them in, and that's all covered. And it's I made it very broken down and simply explained. So if you want to check those out, you can. Take care now, guys. Have a great one.